Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. I used to do this series on my channel called #AskD. People would write into me in an email, they would share their story, and they would ask for advice. I would read the email, give my advice, and ask you guys to give your advice in the comments too. And I feel like I haven't started that series well, and I just want to deeply apologize from the bottom of my heart for just not caring and nurturing for that as much as I feel like I could. And starting that series, I did have very good intentions. Just felt it very heavy on my heart to bring the series back. So this time it's going to be a little bit of a rebrand. I think I'm going to call it Dear Dee and Devo, short for devotional. And I think the format of the video is going to be I will still read an email, give my little 2 cents about it, and then we will talk about a topic. And I'm hoping that the topic can either relate to the email in some sort of way, but just be more on a broad sense. And then I also would like to incorporate some faith into it just to encourage you guys and empower your faith as well. So we'll talk about either a Bible passage or a verse, and then we will close out in prayer. So I'm really hoping that I can really just do better with this series. I'm hoping that it can really serve you guys well, and I just want to be more intentional about it. And I feel like just incorporating those discussions about the topic and the faith element, I feel like it's going to be even more just fruitful. So let's get into it. I did want to preface before I shared today's video, the email of the person that wrote in, they did not share their age. So I just wanted to make sure to let everyone know before we get into it that if this person or anyone watching is under the age of 18 and you live in the United States, I'm not encouraging you to run away. What I'm sharing today is for you to prepare for independence in a safe and healthy way when the time is right. Of course, we're going to keep our sender anonymous, so I named her Grace because even in a hard story, God's grace can cover and carry. Let's get into it. And I am looking over at my laptop so that I can read her email. Dear Divani, I watched your video on how you ran away from your family. I admire your bravery in taking that step for your own freedom and sanity, and I felt inspired seeing how well you're doing after the fact. Thank you so much for saying that. Like, it means so much that people actually feel encouraged from my story, because sometimes I'm like, okay, are my videos, are my content actually doing something? And when I get emails like this, it really does encourage me to keep going, and especially doing videos like this. So thank you so much. I'm from an Indian family and struggling badly with my toxic home environment. I can never live in peace. I'm constantly being gaslit, slandered, and told I'm worth nothing. As if everything I've already witnessed at home wasn't enough, I'm always harassed by them, sometimes even in very hurtful and inappropriate ways. I can't confide in them because they don't care and never have. Even when it's visible that I'm going through problems, they mock me instead of showing concern. That's really painful to hear, and you deserve to feel believed, cared for, supported, and not mocked. I've lived my life according to their standards. No boyfriends, no drugs, no sex, nothing immoral by their definition, and yet I'm always doubted and treated like I'm worthless. It's really heartbreaking when you do everything right, quote unquote, in their eyes, and they still feel like it's not enough. And I feel like I can definitely relate to this, like always feeling like they're suspecting that you're doing something wrong even when you're not. And there was a point in my life that I did have a rebellious stage and I was doing those things, but I'm sorry, my light is flat. My light died. Let's turn it back on. There was a stage in my life that I was rebellious, but before that I wasn't, and I was the girl that no guys liked in school, and I wasn't doing anything, and it was still like I was being accused. So I can definitely relate to that. They've made me into their enemy, and I've basically lost all my friends and connections because of them. My mother especially has emotionally blackmailed me, verbally and physically abused me, and twisted everything. This light. Okay, we're just gonna leave the light off. I'm so sorry if the quality is a little bit pixely. My mother especially has emotionally blackmailed me, verbally and physically abused me, and twisted everything to make herself the victim. This isn't just the typical Indian parent behavior. She has done things like thrown heavy objects at me as a child, locked me out the house, and kicked me and my brother out into the dark. She once even referred to me at 11 years old as my father's second wife because she was jealous of the attention I received from him. She has always preferred my brother despite the fact that I was the one constantly by her side. That is very confusing, and I can imagine how hard that is, especially at a young age. Right now, I have recognized that I have a lot of healing to do, and even though I feel like I'm definitely in a better place physically, I feel like sometimes things can definitely trigger me, and there's things that in my childhood have shaped the way that I view myself, and sometimes I will have negative self-talk. Sometimes I will have just low self-esteem, and I just want to just encourage you to make sure that you are doing these little things, and we will get to that. I do plan on making content about that because I'm on that journey myself, but do little things to make sure that you are just instilling confidence within yourself if that's not being instilled within you from your family, and especially your mom. My father is also very controlling. He constantly reminds me that they provide for me while never allowing me to work and be independent. They've only allowed me education, but no opportunities to further myself beyond that. I would say right now, just if I were you, I would focus on my education because eventually you will be able to get a job, and especially if you have a college degree or some sort of certification or whatever, even a high school diploma, you will be able to get a job that is going to allow you to have some independence. One day, my mother and I argued. She was bitter, trying to provoke me, and even accused me of lying about very personal things that I had once confided in her. Years of pain boiled over, and in the heat of the moment, I accidentally called her a name I immediately regretted. I apologized profusely afterward, but I'm still facing the consequences. I can't go to any of my relatives or family friends for help because everyone thinks my parents are wonderful people, that I'm just a rebellious child, and nobody knows the truth of my struggle. This is something that's very common within brown families of, caring about appearances and keeping up appearances, but it's hard when you're around people that you may have known your whole life and you still feel like super unseen. At this point, I almost hope they will kick me out because being on my own would be better than living in this constant abuse. I know it will be hard, but at least I'll have peace. Still, I don't think they'll do it because they care too much about what people will say. I want you to just remember that this is not your forever and that things will eventually change. When I was in that waiting period of knowing that I wanted to run away, like it may happen, and I had the plan in my mind, it was brutal knowing that, but still, living in my present. But now it's years later, I'm happily married, I have a child, and my life is completely different than it was back then. So I just want to encourage you that now is not going to be the same as the future, and I just want you to really hold on to that. I want to do nothing with them in the future. Sorry this is long, but thank you for reading if you did. Very best wishes. It was not too long, and of course, I'm more than happy to read it. Thank you so much for writing in. So Grace's story is very powerful because it is the desire to be free. Like, she's wrestling with that desire, but she's not yet able to have that independence. So what I wanted to talk about today is things that you can do before you move out that are going to help to build your confidence and also help you to prepare for independence. So number one, because I wrote them down, is you want to save money. Even if it's something small, something is going to be better than nothing. And if you think about all of the expenses that you're going to have living alone, you have housing. Are you going to rent a room? Are you going to have roommates? Are you going to have your own place? All of that is very expensive, and that is not even including the utilities, the transportation. All of these little things add up, so you're going to need to have some sort of money. And not to overwhelm you, I just want you to start saving. Just start somewhere. Number two is I want you to learn basic life skills: cooking, laundry, and budgeting. And this might seem like, okay, why? But this is going to help you to foster a sense of independence, and it's also going to help you with confidence because it's showing yourself that I am capable of doing things for myself. I'm able to actually take care of myself. Number three is I want you to start managing your own schedule and routines. You're going to show yourself as you stick to it that you are responsible. And the last physical thing is I want you to make sure that you keep your documents safe and organized, because once you are on your own, you will need those things like your social security card, your passport if you have one, your ID, your birth certificate. Those are like the main important ones. I hope I didn't miss any, but you are going to need those when you move out. If not, it's not really like a super big deal. You can get them replaced, but it will be nice if you already have them, especially so that you can get jobs lined up, place to live, all of that stuff in order. So make sure that you keep them safe and organized. Next thing is we're going to develop routines that ground you. Some examples of that could be journaling is definitely a super powerful one. I personally like to prayer journal, so I'll write out my feelings, but as if I'm talking to God. I'll write out my prayers. So much weight is lifted off of me because I wrote it down and I'm also talking to God, and I trust that God is going to handle it. Another way is prayer. If you don't want to journal and write down your feelings, then you can definitely just in your head pray, or out loud even pray to God. I really do believe that God hears us and He loves us so much, and He cares about all the little things that we want and desire. And especially if one of His children is going through a hard time right now, He cares and He wants to listen to you. So prayer is definitely going to be something that will help to ground you, and just it's necessary. And my last suggestion for this one is that you can do a walk every day. This has been something that we've been doing every day with our daughter, and it really helps to ground us. And it's something that we look forward to every day too. You can do a sensory walk. You can put away all the distractions. Don't be on your phone. Don't even have any earpods in or whatever. Just pay attention to things that you smell, that you hear, that you feel, that you see. And it'll make the walk so much more peaceful and fulfilling. Next, we're going to set personal boundaries. This may be one of the more difficult ones, but we're working on it. You don't have to do all of these right away. You can definitely pick some or one, and this can be one of the later ones, because I know that especially if you are feeling fear, then this might be a harder one, but you can do it. I want you to start to set boundaries. Say no. Even if other people don't always respect it, you're at least starting to set your boundaries. The next one kind of goes hand in hand because it's you starting to practice communication. This is one that I have expressed that I did not have a easy time with, and at times now I even still find it hard to communicate. But I want you to start sharing your feelings in a calm way and try your best to say clearly what it is that you are either wanting or feeling in that moment. This is really going to help you to strengthen your voice. I've talked about it before on my channel that I'm not the best at communicating. I would shut down, and this is like something that I had dealt with earlier on in my relationship with my husband. Whenever we would have like disagreements, or not really like fights, but just like disagreements talking about something, I would literally just shut down and not be able to. It was kind of like, I can explain it to someone who has had like sleep paralysis. It's kind of like that. I have like a million thoughts in my head, but I just cannot open my mouth and speak. And I've definitely gotten better at this over the years, so praise God. But you need to be able to strengthen your voice, and that comes with practicing and trying your best to say how you feel. And the last one is to build a support system. Friends, church, an online community, just something so that you know that you're not alone, so that you have an outlet, people to talk to when you're going through a hard time. We're not meant to be alone, and the isolation is not good for us. And I want to read out something to you. Independence doesn't begin the day you leave home. It begins the day you start preparing yourself mentally and emotionally for the life you want to build. So this is just to encourage you that even if you can't leave today, you can do things to start building up your confidence and preparing for independence. I'm going to read Proverbs 24 verses 3 and 4. By wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. By knowledge the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches. This verse is reminding us that independence is not just about getting your own place. It's about building your life with wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. All the small choices that you make right now to be responsible, to be diligent, to keep showing up for yourself is laying down bricks of wisdom for that life that you are creating. All right, let's close in prayer. Lord, thank you for reminding us that true stability comes from wisdom and understanding. I pray for grace and for everyone who's preparing for independence, that you would give them the courage to take small steps each day, the strength to stay diligent, and the faith to know that you are guiding their path. Fill their hearts with peace, Lord, and help them build a life that is established in you. Amen. If this is your first time seeing me, welcome. Or if you haven't seen me in a while, then I'll give a little update because I haven't made videos like this in quite some time. But I am now a stay-at-home mom. I have a toddler, a little girl, and yeah, I am trying my best to get back to creating content full time. I've been pretty active on my Instagram and TikTok, and I've also been posting to YouTube Shorts, but I'm mostly talking about YouTube. And I had come back like a few times saying that I was going to be more consistent with posting, but now I truly do think that I will be able to because my toddler is finally sleeping through the night. So I can definitely film, especially like these type of videos at night. So that's going to be a lot better for me in terms of like filming and editing and all of that. So if you want to support me, it really helps to engage with this video. So like it, comment. You should comment something that resonated with you from this video. Share it with someone that you think could benefit from hearing this video, that you think it could encourage them, and make sure that you're subscribed, of course. Yeah, those things just really help me because I'm really trying to encourage people and I'm really trying to just build out this community. And if you want to support me even further, I do have some affiliate links and an Amazon storefront in my description, but engaging is more than enough. You definitely don't have to buy from any of the links. All that I just mentioned just helps to support my channel and my family. Thank you guys for being here, and I'm really excited about reviving and rebranding this series, so I'm really excited about it. I love you guys. God bless you, and I'll see you soon.